Hello everyone and welcome back to Top Grade. My name is Spencer Miller and today I'm so excited to introduce you to a brand new selection of Canadian middle grade books for the winter 2024-2025 season. We've got inspiring nonfiction and thrilling stories to dive into today, so let's get started. Lost at Windy River from Orca Book Publishers is written by Trina Rathgeber, illustrated by Alina Pete, and colored by Gillian Dolan. This graphic novel tells the true story of how a young Indigenous girl survived alone for 9 days after being lost in a snowstorm in northern Canada in 1944. When Ilse Schweder finds herself lost with no food or supplies, she relies on traditional Indigenous knowledge to survive and find her way home. In colorful and textured illustrations, readers learn how to build a snow cave, what an inukshuk represents, and Inuit words for snow. Survival stories and graphic novels are a popular combination for middle readers. Lost at Windy River does a great job of telling an epic survival story and mixing in elements of real history and culture. Readers will be excited to find out that the author of this book is the real-life granddaughter of Ilse, and it really shines through in the writing. You can tell that this book was written with so much love and care for Ilse's story. Game Changers from Orca Book Publishers is written by Charlene Smith and illustrated by Natalia Tarek. Women's sports are on the rise. This illustrated nonfiction anthology collects the stories of 13 inspiring hijabi athletes from all over the world. Many of these women were the first in their sport to compete while wearing the hijab. Some were up against cultural traditions that didn't allow girls to play sports, and some fought to have institutional anti-hijab rules changed so that they and Muslim girls after them would be able to compete. Within the athletes' stories and experiences, the book touches on themes of racism, sexism, women's rights, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I love that the book touches on so many different sports: volleyball, hockey, running, soccer. I do think that these stories will be really inspiring for young women athletes, whether they are Muslim or not. Out of the Valley of Horses from Pajama Press is written by Wendy Orr. This middle grade novel, reminiscent of fairy tales and other classic children's stories, follows a family stranded in an enchanted valley for 7 years. In the story, Honey's family have become self-sufficient, living off the land and sharing the valley with mystical horses. When Honey suspects her father has become ill, she determines to find a way to escape the valley and find help in the outside world. This well-crafted story mixes together fantasy with reality. The book takes inspiration from the experiences of families stranded together during the early days of lockdown and the COVID-19 pandemic, and for this reason, I suspect that this book will deeply resonate with young readers who grew up during that time. Eyes on the Ice from Groundwood Books is written by Anna Rosner. This historical fiction novel for young readers depicts life in Czechoslovakia in 1963 under the brutal communist regime. The story starts with two hockey-loving brothers who must throw a game in a Soviet Czech tournament to help their imprisoned father, and finishes with a dramatic train escape. This suspenseful novel knows its audience. It perfectly balances the intrigue, tension, and action that hooks young readers with emotional moments that speak to the feelings and worries and anxieties that young people experience living in uncertain and dangerous times. The book is an empathy builder that helps young readers to better understand the dangers that families face as they escape conflict and seek refuge. Caven from Great Plains Publications is written by Pam Withers. This is a fast-moving, highly appealing work of eco-fiction for fans of outdoor adventure. Living on Vancouver Island, teenager Hudson Greer and his caving partner Jet are determined to discover a long-sought passageway that connects two giant cave systems near their town. Meanwhile, careless logging by a local timber company is making their subterranean exploration more and more unstable. Author Pam Withers is an advocate for reluctant readers, especially teen boys, and her passion really shines through in Caven. This is an adrenaline-filled story. The caving scenes are written in such evocative detail that it really brings the sport to life, and as a bonus, readers will finish the story with a greater appreciation for cave formations and ecology. And those are all of our books for today. On behalf of the Association of Canadian Publishers, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your support. We hope that you'll like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and please pass along this video to a teacher friend of yours. We also want to give a big thank you to Ontario Creates for their continued support of the Top Grade program.